And the smell and the taste, everything.
Does anybody have a water bottle they want filled? We're at a place right now where you have the potential of getting the coldest, most delicious water on the planet. But somebody's going to have to work a bit because my water is 130 feet down and you got to lift it for 130 feet. But when you get it, it's going to be the best. So if somebody's up to it, you can start pumping and then get all your water bottles out because this is going to be totally cold. I mean, really cold, delicious water. It's going to make your day. He's lifting water 130 feet.
Oh, it does work, Mom.
This is here because if the power goes out, I gotta have water.
Michael, pay attention to that.
When the power fails, if you don't have a hand pump, you're not gonna have water.
How many watts did you say? I want one on ours. Oh, okay. Pay attention what he's saying.
And you know what I did here? You see at the bottom of that, I created a hose thread so I can run a hose to my house so I don't have to carry the water.
I'm gonna need a drink after
It's 130 feet. 130 feet is a long ways. And see, he's lifting water 130 feet.
Is that your second well?
This is the second well. This water here is this is a well 130 feet, 20 gallons a minute. It's the most awesome water on the planet. It's so good. He's just about there. It's coming.
It's not like he can quit.
No, now he's almost there. You don't want to stop now. You
How
know.
did I get in on this?
Now this is where you get upper body exercise. You get your blood going through your veins, so they don't create hardening of the arteries, and this is good for us. Let him take over. Let this young guy take over. There it is. Poor guy, you were just there. Let him fill that cup up. Now check out the flavor and the temperature of that water. It's so awesome. Is that good water?
It is.
That was almost worth it, huh?
Almost.
Trying to miss this sprinkler thing here. There we go.
Drink that water while it's cold because it's so good cold.
Thank you, sir.
Here. Great. That all goes to the chicken.
Are you going to get some? Yeah, I got it.
I'm so excited to be here. We couldn't wait to get here for the second time.
Oh, thank
So
you.
we watch you over and over. Our garden is turning into Paul's garden.
Awesome.
We're doing everything like you.
It works. It works.
Yeah. I
Did you get water?
I did.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I've before I moved from here to Arizona, they were talking about Zoodo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recommend getting that, or
What is it?
someone said they give the animals antibiotics and stuff, and that'll be in the Zoodo.
Yes. Don't get it.
Don't eat. All your animal products today are full of growth hormones and antibiotics. It's not safe to eat. All your dairy, all your meat is corrupted. It's sad. Everything's been changed. It's not how it used to be.
Plus, all the zoo animals are in cages standing in their own manure, and so they have to be medicated to ward off everything because of that.
Antibiotics.
So then they pile up the manure, and then you take it and put it on your garden, and then you're getting all
that. Let me tell you about manure. This guy's talking about zoo animals because of all the toxic pills they're given to deal with disease. In Mother Earth News here a few years ago, there's an article about this poor family in the Midwest who've been growing a garden in this spot for like decades, a good garden. And they went and got this cow manure and they tilled it in. Nothing grew. They found out that the farmer had sprayed 2,4-D Agent Orange over the pasture to get rid of all the broadleaf weeds. It was in the manure and totally took out their entire garden. This is what I like about wood chips. Wood chips are clean. Manures, you got to know what the animals ate because they may not be good for your soil.
went on a road trip from here all the way to New York City, and all the way through Nebraska, all the cornfields they were growing at that time, they had that GMO sign. All the corn in Nebraska is GMO.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that.
You know what genetically modified organisms are? They're an affront against the Creator, because it's uncreating what God created. It's all poisonous, and it's not sustainable, because GMO plants do not produce seed after their own kind. And once you're there, you're totally dependent on who produces the seed. And it's deadly. It's totally deadly. And nothing in nature, no animal in nature eats genetically modified corn. Only domesticated cows do, and domesticated chickens, because nothing in nature knows, everything in nature knows that it's poison and unsafe to eat.
Is this a new puppy?
This is a new puppy.
Oh, because I thought the other one was a new puppy.
No, the other one's an old dog, and she's a sweet dog, but she's not a good deer repellent.
She's not like your other one.
This one here is a Labrador, and I feel so thankful for her. She is a very, very unusual breed. You never see a Labrador that color.
Yeah, I was going to
They're usually golden, chocolate, or black. This is a red fox Labrador.
Oh, wow.
And I'm telling you, she is smart, and I'm already, she's not even that big, and the deer damage to my orchard has dropped off significantly. It's just awesome.
Did you have to get her far, far away?
Yeah, the guy who raised me lives in front of Mount St. Helens. And what was so cool about him, because my wife is kind of outgoing and pretty expressive, and he allowed her to get pick of the litter. She was the biggest, smartest, without a question, of every female in that litter. She came with 16, but she was like, with over the top, the best. And so,
you wanted a female, not a male?
because males hike on your plants and pee, and you know what's awesome about dogs is that Labrador, that golden retriever, has never defecated anywhere in my yard for her whole life here. I have no idea where she does, but she is smart, and she knows how to please. And she's teaching this dog how to do it. And I'm telling you, I find none of her poop anywhere, because I'm feeling so thankful, because it's a hassle to have to pick up poop all the time. And it just doesn't happen, because this one's learning from the other one how to do it invisibly.
How wonderful.
Well, that's
Huh? No, I have a lot of woods back here. This is, there's a lot of space that I don't see, and but I feel so thankful. It's just awesome. It's so good.
You talked about your water, and I didn't hear everything. You said you got it from the glacier. Is it?
Yeah, this is coming from the glaciers in the Olympics up there, and what I have here is the most amazing arrangement on the planet. You have some time? I want to share with you a testimony that's huge. When I bought this property in 1976, I got this 5 acres with that mountain view for $12,500, which was very cheap then. And I found out why. Up here, water was a real challenge to find. You had wells ranging anywhere from 40 to 300 feet, no volume, hardly any water. So when I came to that realization, fear rose up. Fear, like, what do? I gotta get water. I want to go 300 feet. And so I hired a Seventh-day Adventist, because I knew it wasn't demonic, to douse for me. Okay? I knew it wasn't going to be evil, But I was motivated by fear. And in Romans it says, whatever is not of faith is sin. I love the Bible. It just doesn't leave it. Whatever is not of faith is sin. Fear is sin. And so he's out here, and he douses. We get a well back there, 213 feet, half a gallon a minute, no water. Half a gallon a minute is barely going to support a home, much less a garden. And so that's when the Creator showed me how to go choose that water, so it was really cool. So 12 years later, the economy had really fallen. No one's building houses, and the well driller had gone from $28 a foot down to $14. I says, Carol, let's drill a well. Let's just pray and ask God to lead the well driller where a good well is. We may not be able to put a pump in it, but it's not going to get cheaper. Let's just go for it. So we sat at a table, we repented, and God told my wife, you're going to get a well 130 feet, 20 gallons a minute. She tells me this. This is, you're crazy. That's 40 times the volume, half the depth. She says, I heard 130 feet, 20 gallons a minute. I know what I heard. That's what he told me. So she's holding on to it. She's in a birth center in Texas, and I went, when the well driller showed up, I left, because, when you go to the casino, you can leave when you're losing money. When you're drilling a well, you can't. And you're watching your dollars go down this hole, and you have no guarantees, so I'm out of here. So I come back, and my neighbor says, you should call the guy. He's only here for about 4 hours. Now this guy's an agnostic. He's a scientist. He doesn't believe in a creator. He says, an interesting day at your place. He says, when we start drilling in this kind of a space, we don't start looking for water till we hit 150 feet. At 150 feet, we start paying attention. He says, I'm going through all this blue clay. It's all blue clay is all you have here. At 130 feet, I started hitting boulders. I'm not talking about gravel. I'm talking like large-sized rocks. And he says, something inside, I'm quoting him, something inside, he says, give it a surge. He said, I gave it a surge, and this 4-inch pipe went limp with water coming out.
Wow.
And he says, he was in total shock. He went back down again, and in 5 feet, he's back in blue clay. You have something I've never seen before. You have an underground river surrounded by blue clay in a rock formation 5 feet deep.
Wow.
And you see that casing coming out of the ground over there? It's 3 feet above the ground. If the well report reads, 133 feet, 20 gallons a minute. Now let me tell you something what's awesome about my Creator. When I was thanking him for this well, you know what he told me? He says, Paul, that water is always there for you, but I wanted you to learn a few things first. And here's what's awesome. I want you to hear this. God used my failure, my sin, my fear, to create a platform for me to impact the whole world. And then he gives me this well. I love it. You see, had I had this well up front, you wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be having a garden, because I'd still be tilling, and I couldn't anymore. So I so love my Creator. He calls those things are not as though they are. He takes a failure, and he makes it a success, because he can. And it's just so awesome.
And I wouldn't be having potatoes grow in my mulch.
It's awesome. And I get so blessed. I mean, people all over the world are getting this. They're getting amazing gardens. They're getting well. And it's because I made a mistake. I was in fear, but I repented, and I get to do this. It's so cool.
It's awesome.
So I always say God is so fun to work with.
Well, that's all I have for this video. Bang around that bell icon if you want to be notified when new videos come out. Call us on the hotline if you have comments or questions and want to be featured in an upcoming video. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Check us out on the website, and we'll see you guys on the next one.